So one thing here is I always used video to critique myself. Um, it's been probably 15, 16 years or more. And here, what I'm looking at is I'm looking at the protrusion of the belly. But I'm actually really surprised that I'm getting leaner. Um, so I've been eating a lot of carbohydrates. I know there's going to be quite a bit of bloat. The average person holds about a pound of muscle glycogen, and you're going to have 3 to 5 pounds of water, depending on, um, where you're at. I mean, if you're drinking along with that, all sorts of variables, but I would say, think 3.5 pounds. So if you're fully carbo loaded, you're going to easily put on 4 to 6 pounds. So I kind of thought in the past about depletion, like where am I going to be when I'm fully depleted? That's when I would do a lot of the vacuum exercises, really do, the diaphragm drawing in the waist, right? The solar plexus, trying to get all those, innervate all those key muscles. And here I'm kind of looking at the fat that's accumulating around my biceps. What's fat? What's carbohydrates? What's water? Um, and obviously the fat that's around the chest area. That's a big one. So I would be, inclined to eat more. I'm just saying what I would go off of. I would eat more lean meat on a day like this. I would do, like steak or beef, and then I would eventually work toward doing more pork. Um, I would like to get away from eating animals altogether, but I'm just kind of stating where I come from and kind of how I'm thinking, because I want to get in all those amino acids, but I also want to take in an adequate number of calories, and I want to feel satiated, right? Here I'm slightly impressed by the tricep. I had a hard tricep, and then the back, the V there that you see. But particularly disappointed with the overall arm size, but not in a critical sense. Just, wow, that should really be up there. Shoulders, delts should be up there. I need to start working those traps. And I'm looking at the fat fold there. Just, that extra bit of fat. And I'm thinking I need to go leaner. But I'm also thinking my waist is getting a little smaller. Shoulders are getting a little wider. And the bench is doing its thing. Um, it really is like taking a man in his early 50s that is extremely sedentary and likes to drink and sit around and is lazy and trying to work with that. So I'm keeping in mind once a week, a really intense exercise about once a week is plenty for me because I know I'm going to get my recovery in. I just got to remember to stretch my pec ties a little more. I'm extremely paranoid about getting injured. So if I feel any sort of little thing, later in my training, if I ever get back up to that level, which I full well plan on it, um, I don't worry about it quite as much because I know where I can push it. And my body's acclimated and acute to doing all those repetitions. Here, it's really getting back to that base, that lower rep sets, getting the movement down right, and trying to innervate as much muscle as possible, but focusing more on the action. Anyway, this was Stellar Mass 13 signing out, and look forward to some good things coming. I think it's going to happen pretty soon.